This is A Better Way Financial, the podcast with financial advisors and father-son team Frank and Frankie Guida.
And I'm Heather Branch here with Frank and Frankie talking about their ideas on the things you can be working on now to better prepare for your financial future. ABetterWayFinancial.com is where you can start your conversation with Frank and Frankie and the entire team. You can also find links posted in the show notes. If it's more convenient, just click there or again, visit us anytime at ABetterWayFinancial.com. So guys, it's the weekend. And what do we do on the weekends? We make a list and run errands. Am I right?
Yep. Get everything ready for spring, plant the flowers, make the house look nice.
Get started on the honey-do list.
There it is. So I ask of you, because Frank, you can reflect back on a couple of decades ago when you used to leave the house on a Saturday or Sunday. You could probably get a whole list of items. So where would you go? Running errands on a Saturday. You could probably have $100 in your pocket and knock out where are some favorite local haunts you would head to.
I'll tell you what, going back decades ago, Saturdays I was just working.
There's that. And raising your 4 children.
Yeah, exactly. Or taking Frankie and Joey and Nick to wrestling tournaments and
or even baseball games this time of year.
Baseball games.
And maybe hit up your favorite local restaurant for some because you didn't have the energy to cook at the end of the day.
Oh, yeah. It was more like, like after the baseball games, like the ice cream stand where you'd grab a burger and an ice cream.
Do what you can. You're just trying to survive at that phase of life.
Yep.
But I was just thinking, I was reflecting recently. I was talking to my husband about just getting out and running errands and just the amount of money I spent in one day, thinking how much money things cost now just to knock out a few errands on a Saturday or Sunday afternoon is startling to many. Do you not feel the same when you just go get some things done?
Oh, yes, we do.
Yeah, and the prices just keep going up.
I know.
We just got a new house, Jade and I, and we had to get some blinds at the house. And I'm like, oh, here's $1,000 on blinds?
Yep.
Are you kidding me?
Yep.
This is just for blinds.
I know. It's the reality so many of us are facing, just trying to get the basic things done. We're not even trying to be fancy. You're not buying some sort of custom, designer curtains. You're just like, I just need some privacy.
I just don't want the neighbors looking at me. I was like,
pull the blinds at night. Well, the thing that I think about are the folks that come into the office and are looking to you for help and guidance, because once you get to your retirement phase, you're looking to replace your paycheck with the different streams of income coming from our different savings accounts, et cetera. But we're not working anymore. So the chance to increase our income if we need it, if we're facing things like the inflation rates that we have been these last few years, and how to manage that stress, because it's just a totally different level of concern and worry when you're in your retirement years. So that's what I wanted to talk about, how we need to think about our income in retirement and how to continue to make it work for us in retirement. And I wanted to ask you specifically about annuities. Now listen to me. If you are listening to us on the radio and you hear the word annuity and you have a reaction, do not switch the station yet.
oh, they just changed it.
Wait, no, do it. We want to break it down. This is what I want to talk about. Let's break down the opportunities, because not long ago, annuities were shunned in many retirement portfolios because they did things like require a lot of money up front, and then you would only get a minimal stream of guaranteed income on the back end. And that was actually thanks to low interest rates. But as you know, interest rates have been up and have been holding steady for the time being. So what's happened is that sales of annuities have actually jumped to record levels, guys. So when you have a new client come into the office, do they bring up annuities, or do you find yourself having to explain the benefit of annuity? How has this conversation changed lately?
Yeah, so a lot of people have annuities, but not a lot of them can explain how they work.
Really? It's like they don't even
true.
know. Gosh.
During our workshops, we used to ask our clients, or our prospects, hey, what's the situation with your annuity? Can anybody explain how your annuity works? Everybody had heard of them in the room, but nobody could explain how they work. So
they can be very confusing.
They can be confusing, and there's so many different types. And people hear, there's an annuity. I don't want to talk to that guy. He's talking about annuities, and that's the way people feel because they've had a bad experience with a certain type of annuity.
Okay.
And there's so many different types of annuities. There are fixed annuities that are like CDs, and they're going to give you a guaranteed rate of return over a number of years. There's fixed indexed annuities where you can make money when the markets go up, but not lose any money when the markets go down. There's variable annuities.
The dreaded variable annuities.
Okay, so that's maybe the one that has created the bad taste for a lot of people. But we want to, for the most part, we want to avoid variable annuities.
The black sheep of the family.
Got it.
Oftentimes, those ones have higher costs associated with them, sometimes between 2 and 6% in fees per year. And they have market risk. So you can make money when the markets go up, but you can also lose money when the markets go down. And some of these annuities have income features. You can get a guaranteed income stream that continues to pay you out as long as you live. Some of them don't. So it's really important to know, what does my annuity look like? What annuity options are there? And how does the interest rate environment that we're in today affect my annuity?
Okay.
Because right now interest rates have been super high compared to where they were just 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And you can see it when you look at your CD rates and your bank rates and things like that. You can get a CD now, it's over 5%. So if you can get a CD that's 5%, well, your annuity better be paying more too. And the newer annuities today have higher income payouts than they did before. So this is something that is a totally different environment than where we were at just a couple years ago.
Let me ask you quickly, because you were talking about how you asked in a room before, people who have annuities, do you know how they work? So what you're saying, a lot of people have an annuity, but then you're bringing up the idea of new opportunities in annuities that we have now. Is there a chance then, is there opportunity, if somebody has an annuity, can they come to you guys and say, hey, can you look at this? Can we do better? Can we change it out for something else?
Yes, Heather, this happens all of the time. People have annuities. They think, oh, man, my annuity is locked in there for 10 years.
Yeah, that's what I think that I would think.
There are 10 years that you have surrender charges for if you take that money out. But there's also other annuities out there that have bonuses. And if you can get a bonus with the new annuity that wipes away the surrender charge and has a higher interest amount, crediting amount that you can get, we were able to show our clients all the time, hey, we can move from here to here. And now you're going to be able to get more interest, and you're getting more money off the bat. So
got it.
Exactly.
It can make a lot of sense for folks.
It never makes sense to replace an annuity that you're not putting the client in a better position.
Right.
But if you're looking at an older annuity that has old crediting methods because of the lower interest rates when they got them, and you're transferring to something that they're actually going to have more cash value right up front, even though they've hit a surrender charge because of the bonus, and then more interest credited to them each year, I mean, you're doing a wonderful, wonderful thing for folks.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. So if you have an annuity and you're listening, you don't understand exactly how your annuity works, and maybe you just want a second opinion on how does my annuity work, and is that the best option for me? You need to go to abetterwayfinancial.com and click on the sign up now button so we can begin to have this conversation with you.
Frankie, it happens to us all the time. Folks come in here, and what we do is we analyze their current investments. And so many times when we are looking at their annuities, they don't understand how they work.
And sometimes the reps don't even understand how they work.
No.
That's true. Sometimes, our team calls the company from that issued the annuity. And some of those customer service people, they don't even understand how it works. And I'm looking at the darn thing, and Frankie's looking at it, and no, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, we just did a phone call the other week with one of our clients on the line, and we called the annuity company, and we said, how does this annuity work? And they explained, oh, well, you get the full growth of the market up to 16.7%, and you don't lose any money when the market goes down. And I said, really? That's how it works. Are you sure that there's complete downside protection on that? Because if there was, we would have known about it a long time ago.
Yeah, we'd be selling that thing.
Yeah, right, exactly. That sounds great. You get almost 17% when the market goes up. No losses. That's better than anything we got. Let's do it.
Right.
They're like, yeah, that's how it works. Okay. So we hung up with them because they weren't giving us the correct information. We looked at the SEC website to see how does this thing actually work, and it only had 10% protection on the downside.
Oh,
so if the market went down 20%, the client would lose 10%.
Or if you had a 2008 where the market went down like 50%, they'd lose 40%.
Oh, wow.
And that's not what these clients were in there for. They were in there for protection and upside return.
So if you're the client and you call that company and ask these questions and are just trying to understand how your policy works, you can't even know for sure that you're getting the right information.
Good luck even calling the original company.
And you might not know necessarily the questions to ask, and even if you did know the questions to ask, like we did, you still might not get the right information.
Oh wow! Yeah. All right, guys. So you're here to help. How can we do better? Where do we go from here?
Yeah, so we talked to this couple from WinGap, and they were 66 years old. She was retired. He's planning to retire later this year in June.
Okay.
And they saved about $1.1 million for their retirement, living on about $115,000 of income per year.
Okay.
And when we analyzed their portfolio, they weren't really getting a great rate of return. They were only getting about 5% since the year 2000, but they had a lot of risk associated with it. So if the stock market crashed, they could lose as much as 46% with their portfolio. So they could lose roughly about $400,000, $500,000 if the stock market crashed, which is more than they felt comfortable with. They said, I don't want to lose more than 20%.
Okay.
So we said, okay, here's what we can do. We can rearrange the portfolio, set it up so that we're in your risk tolerance. Worst case scenario, instead of going down the 46% that you could go down right now, you're only going to go down 18% in a 2008 type situation. And we're going to improve that rate of return. Since 2000, it would be 8% instead of 5%. So 3% on average per year is going to make a huge difference over the course of your retirement.
Compound that. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yep. We talked about fees. We were able to show them how to pay less in their fees than they're currently paying. We talked about taxes. We're able to show them how to save money in taxes over the course of their retirement. And what the impact was that we were able to make is instead of them living on the $115,000 per year of income that they're living on right now, we're able to show them how they could live on $140,000 of after-tax income each and every year. So $25,000 more to spend the way that they wanted to spend, to take the trips that they wanted to take, and do what they wanted in their retirement. He was nervous. He was worried. He said, I'm planning to retire in June, but I don't know if that's going to work. We showed them. We said, look, you can not only retire in June, but also live on $25,000 more of after-tax income that you're not currently living on right now.
Wow.
How does that sound for an amazing retirement? You know, so this is what we do. We show folks all the time, here's how we can rearrange the furniture. Here's how we can rearrange those investments so that you're paying the least amount in taxes, so that you're getting the income that you need. And here's how much income you can live on for the rest of your life. We run the simulations to see, is it going to work or is it not going to work? And that's exactly what you do. That's why you want to work with a retirement planner who's going to be able to show you what your retirement could look like over the next 20 to 30 years. So if you don't have a plan showing you how much income you could take out for the rest of your life, and you don't have a plan showing you how to minimize your tax burden over the course of your lifetime, if you just don't have a retirement plan that's showing you what does a retirement look like for you, are you able to accomplish your goals? Are you able to get the income that you need? You need to go to abetterwayfinancial.com and click on the sign up now button so we can begin to have this conversation with you.
We also have links posted in the show notes. So if it's more convenient, just click there to go to the website, or again, visit us anytime at abetterwayfinancial.com.
Thanks for listening to A Better Way Financial, the podcast with Frank and Frankie Guida. To learn more, visit abetterwayfinancial.com and join the Guidas for the radio show, A Better Way Financial, Saturdays at noon and Sundays at 12:30 on News Radio 790 WAEB.
By contacting us, we'll review aspects of your retirement portfolio to include suggestions about how best to utilize estate, tax, and retirement planning strategies and other financial services, or if changing management styles is appropriate for your specific needs and objectives. Exposure to ideas and financial vehicles discussed should not be considered investment advice or recommendations to buy or sell any financial vehicle. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Investments can fluctuate and when redeemed may be worth more or less than when originally invested. A Better Way Financial is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency. Annuity guarantees rely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. Any client experiences discussed during this show are unique to that client, and they are not meant to imply or suggest you will experience the same results. Advisory services offered through A Better Way Financial. Insurance offered through licensed professionals at A Better Way Financial. Pennsylvania Insurance License number 301779.